Here we go, YouTube and subscribers. Quick update on the K24 Civic build. Went ahead and put on the OEM hood bra on the car just to kind of give it that stock clean look. The car had a few little dings here under the hood bra, and then the bumper had like a nice big scratch that was all the way across here. So putting on the OEM bumper bra and hood bra kind of was able to hide the little imperfections, kind of made the car look a little bit cleaner. But just the overall recap on the car, so we went ahead and did OEM block off plate as well for the radio, just to kind of give it a little cleaner look. What we've got so far is we gutted the interior. Probably gonna take off these rear panels also. Passenger seat belts coming out. Both rear seat belts for passengers are coming out. It has speakers in here, so I'm gonna take those out. Just trying to get as much weight reduction as possible. Since we're just gonna keep the swap stock, we're just trying to make the car as light as possible. So we went ahead and did the shifter box with shifter cables. This car was automatic, so we did convert it to manual with the clutch pedal. And these are some of the things you guys want to do first when doing a K swap, just so you work your way to doing your swap and you don't end up going backwards doing some of the work. Just makes things a little smoother. So went ahead and did the fuel system, because before your swap is in there, it just makes it a lot easier to do your fuel fittings and things like that. I still have to remove this vent line here that runs all the way back to the tank. Went ahead and did the EG subframe. That's something you have to do when going K-swap into a EK. Did the manual rack. Cleaned up the engine bay as good as possible. Just kind of moved around the lines. This brake line here, all I did was bend it back, and it almost bent like if it's designed to be in the position it's in. So kind of made it look kind of clean. Also installed the radiator. All we did was use a stock radiator. Here's the old radiator cap. Bought a new one just to kind of make it look clean. That is a 2009 Civic Si radiator and fan, and all I did was use the stock brackets. Also, we went ahead and did the S2000 clutch master. Went ahead and did the swap clutch line. And then we have our slave right there, as you guys can see. I just kind of ran it through here, so it just sits there while we work on the car. Went ahead and got me a new jack because needed a new jack. It's been a while since I worked on cars, so this is my first build in over a year. So just trying to get everything back going. So today I'm gonna be doing some suspension. I was gonna stay away from putting any extra money into the car, just so we can get the car on the track. That's the main goal with this car. It's gonna be a track car. But because I figured I might as well do it now before I put the engine swap in there, just gonna make things a little smoother. So I'm gonna prep the car right now to start doing some of those suspension pieces, and once I get started, I'll show you guys what I got for it. All right, boys, looks like some parts showed up. Let's see what we got. Here we go, boys. Got a package dropped off. This can only be one thing with the size of the box. So I'll try to show you guys here. All right, here we go, boys. So what we got for the K24 Civic build is a Blocks traction bar. That's the traction bar there. The actual bars we're gonna be using, and then all our hardware. So I'm gonna wait for the control arms to come in. once I get the control arms, I'll start with that and start mounting up our traction bar. Here we go, guys. Quick update on what I have got going on so far. So got the traction bar mounted down there, as you guys can see. Just need to fully bolt it down. And then I wanted to show you guys my lower control arms. I started unbolting them. But as you guys can see, the bushing or the mount, whatever you guys want to call it, on the control arm is shot. You can't see the inner side in there, but I'm pretty sure once I take that out, it's gonna be not looking so good. And then what I noticed as I was working, my sway bar bushing is no good. I didn't pay attention to that when we installed it, so now I have to go ahead and go to maybe a Napa or AutoZone, see if they carry them, and if not, I'll just order like an aftermarket bushing, like an energy bushing or something. So that's what the stock ones look like. And then for the rear, here's what the rear lower control arm looks like. Also started unbolting them. So this is what we'll be upgrading on the car. A little bit of the suspension parts. As far as struts, springs, we're gonna go with the stock Civic Type R. They're stock but work really well, and I'm going with the stock look and trying to use as many OEM parts as possible. But with these lower control arms, the reason why I went ahead and went with aftermarket parts is because it's gonna cost me about the same if I were to press out the bushings and go with new ones. So I'll go ahead and install these front lower control arms, the rear lower control arms, and then as I'm finishing up here, I'll connect the traction bar. That way you guys can have an idea on what it looks like. Guys, so here we go. Here are the front lower control arms we'll be using, and then here are the rear. Factory, they do have an option to go with the sway bar, but with the aftermarkets, you get to choose your option on how far you're gonna go with your rear sway bar. Guys, here's what the stock lower control arm looks like versus the aftermarket one. So as you guys can see right here, the bushings were shot, and then here's the inner bushing that you guys can't even see, and as you guys can see, the bushing is completely gone. So these are things that you guys want to look over your car when you're building a car. Just makes things a lot safer, and the car won't be dragging, so the car actually perform a lot better. And as you guys can see, the type of work it takes to get to it. So if your swap was in here, you'd have to take apart your axle, pretty much disassemble everything that has to do with the suspension. So while you guys are at it, I highly recommend you guys look over these parts and just do it before you do your swap. It's only a few hundred, so if you guys look, you're already putting in, you know, a few thousand into your swap. A few hundred won't hold you back so much. So quick heads up, guys. All right, guys, so there it is. The lower control arm and the sway bar are connected. I didn't fully adjust my sway bar, or may I say my traction bar, because it's not time. I still have to put the swap in here, so these bars will be in the way once it's time. And then with the extra weight, it's gonna pull on the suspension, so I'm not gonna adjust the bar now until the swap's in here. But just real quick, I wanted to show you guys what it looks like once it's installed. Hey guys, real quick, so I installed the rear lower control arm, and as you guys can see, it's more like a straight arm versus that slight bend that these stock EKs come with. So there it is, guys. It's a big difference in the control arms, and it's already looking a little better. So that's a current upgrade and update on this car. I did also remove some of the rear panels. I still do have to clean it all up. I might put the rear speaker panel back on there. Kind of looks a little cleaner. I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the interior. Just got to get a seat in here, and I'll be showing you guys what kind of seat I'll be going with. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. Comment, subscribe, share. like, and I will keep you guys updated.